Hi, and welcome to my third video for welcome to my video Flow Yoga. Oh, okay. Girls, can you be quiet, please? Girls, can you be quiet a bit because I'm trying to do a video, please. Ah, yes, yes. Thank you. Hi, and welcome to my flow at twilight. So it is just twilight out there, about 9:30 in June in England, and it's been about 30 degrees today, which British not used to. I do love the heat, but it is difficult to do yoga in the heat. So here's one for night time when it's cooling off a little bit. It's not that the flow is not strenuous, because it is. It has some strenuous parts that increase the blood flow, so we want to be at a cooler part of the day, but it's also very beautiful to do outside if you get the chance. I have done the flow completely through in a separate video, so if you kind of get the hang of it and you want to just work through it with me, following me doing it all the way through, then check out the other video, Yoga at Twilight. So this video is especially for kind of going through, breaking it down piece by piece and seeing what modifications we can put in. In this video we're using two balances. The main balance that we come to later on is quite a tough balance. So I'm going to give you some options. I'm giving you options on all of the poses that are in the flow, so you can work it your own way and build up the strength. It's a kind of a double-edged sword, if you like, that the only way we get better at balancing is by doing balances. So let's get stuck in. The first one is the dancer pose, Natrajasana. Now the dancer is a back bend, so you can take it as easy as you want to. It doesn't have to be a strenuous back bend. So I'm going to show you the modification first. If your balance isn't great, just take the weight onto the left foot. We're taking hold of the right foot, or we're just reaching towards it. So we just want to bring a little bit of balance here. So maybe if you can't quite reach the foot, just lift the right leg from the floor, and this can be your balance, your dancer. We lift the chest, we tuck under the tailbone at the back, we create a little stretch down this front thigh, and we're just reaching towards the foot. If you can take hold of the foot, as soon as you've took hold of it, sometimes the knee comes out in this way, draw the knee back in. We've got a little soft bend in the left knee, so there's a little micro bend there so we can engage the thigh muscle. If you find your balance is really off, come off the mat, because sometimes because of the thickness of them, and I've got two down there for extra padding against the wooden floor, but it's great for grip, but it's not so good for balancing. So do come off the mat. I've designed this flow so that you can come off in front of your mat. You can work from the balance, step back, and then into Warrior Two, which is where we're going. So I'll show you how we're going to do this. So the next part, if you're ready for the full dancer pose, or halfway there, we're going to catch hold of that back foot on the inside of the foot, and we're going to keep that knee in nice and close. We're bending the front knee a little bit more, and then we're going to lean forward. We're either taking that hand out in front, or we can bring the thumb and finger together in our mudra. It's your choice. We keep lifting the chest. We start to lift that leg up a little bit higher. We push the foot into the hand as we draw back. Now I'm keeping the hand for this flow on the inside of the foot. Natrajasana, you can take it onto the outside, but that sometimes means that we start to do this and we open up that knee, and I want you to stay nice and close. So we're keeping the knee down, facing down towards the floor. So from dancer pose, we're going to let go of that leg, we're going to bring it behind just onto the toes. This is crescent moon, so we're going to bring the right arm overhead. The left arm can either go back around the waist, so just hang loosely at the side, or if you feel that your back needs a bit of support, then you can take that hand onto the waist. So from crescent moon, we're going to take a little step because this means we can adjust for that being off the mat. So we're going to take a little step to the side and then swing out into our warrior two. So this should look like this. If we're coming onto if we're off the mat, we're using the floor for balance. We come into our dancer pose, catch our balance, we step back onto the mat and then flow out into our warrior two. I'm going to demonstrate it this way just so you can see what we're doing. So warrior two is a nice strong pose, and it does build up that strength in the legs and that kind of power in the body. So it's up to you how wide the stride is, just so long as you take care of the knee and that this knee doesn't travel over the ankle. It just stays right above or even a little bit back from, if you want to kind of guard your knee. We take the arms up to shoulder level. If shoulders are tight, you can drop them down. You can keep elbows nice and soft. Your choice. We're only staying for a little while. On the first go through this flow, it's probably about a couple of breaths that we hold for, and there's a little cue in the music that takes a little upward, kind of like ringing bells. It goes upwards, so we feel like we want to take the arms up. So we reach the arms up overhead, then we fold forward into a forward fold. Now here, once we get down to a forward fold, we want to take those feet as wide as possible. The reason being is we want to get into a twist next. And if we're up here and we try and do a thoracic twist, we're actually in a forward fold. And to then do a twist from a forward fold is incredibly difficult for our thoracic spine to move into. So our arms end up out here, the back gets a little strained. So if we can drop that down as low as possible, so we've got a nice flat back if we can, that makes it much easier for opening out the spine. Maybe we can even get those shoulders stacked. So just watch as you come up that you don't strain into the opposite knee, so this bending of the knee doesn't happen. If it does, you can't get that arm high, you can always take the arm around the back and do a little wrap there. It's really nice because what happens then is we can open up that shoulder a little bit more. Especially those of you who've got tightness in the shoulders, you don't want your arm out here and all the weight of that arm pulling the shoulder down. So that's our twist, and I've said come really wide. Now if you don't like that and you're thinking, nearly in splits here, and you don't want to go too low, you can use a block, or a book or something that just lifts you up. Just think of trying to get that back nice and high. So you might be up here a little way, but you pop your block or your cushion or something just to lift you up so you can do your twist. Then we bring it round into a lunge. This is very quick. With a lunge, it's real quick transition. We're not holding the lunge, we come straight back into plank. Now plank we're going to hold, so if you find plank a real big challenge, just drop the knees. So you're still working into the belly, still finding that strength, but it's not so strong, and you can still breathe. Do still breathe in plank. Use your breath. It's really good to use that out breath and connect, so you can take some nice big breaths down, out through the mouth or out through the nose, always breathing in through the nose. So we hold for a little while, not as long as I've just done. We hold for a little while, and then we've got a choice. We're either going to one arm plank or we're using arrow. So if we're going to the left side, onto the left hand, we drop the left knee and then we rock out onto that inside of the right foot and we open out, taking the top arm up. So the shoulders should stack. We should be in a nice straight line through the arms looking outwards, or if your balance is really off today, you can look down towards the floor. And we sweep that back through and take it over to the other side. If you feel confident to go to one arm plank, we pivot on the toes so that the inside edge of the right foot comes down, the outside edge of the left foot. When we come into side arm plank, we don't drop those hips, we keep lifting up and pushing into that hand. When we've done one to each side, we come back to our plank and then we drop down to the floor. So knees, chest, chin, and we're coming down to Sphinx pose. So we aim the arms out in front. Now Sphinx is traditionally shoulders over the elbows, but if you're finding a little pinch in your back, just take those arms out a little bit more. So the perfect position for a back bend is to get the back as evenly bending as you can. So we want the curve, the nice smooth slope of the back to be evenly distributed throughout your spine. So if you can take that into your Sphinx and it feels okay to do, we're going to work from this height, dropping the hips down. So we press down into the tailbone, so the back of the bum, we send that down towards the floor, and that takes out that little crease in the lower back. And then in the upper spine, we lift the chest forward, so we bring this heart space forward towards the front of the mat, and we drop the shoulders. Now if it at all feels creasing in your back, if you feel like you've got compression there, just take it down a little bit lower. So long as you get that nice kind of gentle ski slope spine, that's what we're looking for. And then we go from that back bend into our cobra. So the same thing applies. We don't want to take it too high. Check in with your back. Make sure you're pressing down into the front of the hips. You're keeping space in that lower back. Tuck the elbows in, shoulders draw away from the ears. We keep nice and long in the neck. And as we lift, we bring the heart space forward. We might not come very high, that's fine. Maybe your cobra, we're going to do 2 of them. As you inhale, maybe your cobra is just a little way up. You can just lift from the floor. Take care not to do this with the neck. So keep looking down towards the floor. Keep that nice straight line through the neck. So just 2 of those. And remember, nice even curve through the back. Then we're going to press back into our down dog. So we push back, send it back into down dog. Oh, I've lost my music. Coming back on now. Okay, pause. Okay, those of you who come to my class will know that every so often my music player just decides to go to sleep. Okay, but it just did then. So where were we? We were in down dog. So down dog, we keep the knees fairly soft, press into the hands, make that nice long back, so nice back stretch here. So we pause here a little while, and then we're going to step up into flight. So this is not your lunge. This is just a halfway up the mat step. And then flight, we bring. Flight, we bring the arms in line with that back leg. We send that heel down towards the floor, so we get this really nice stretch. But we're not dropping the heel in. It doesn't matter if we can't touch the floor with that heel. We're just sending that nice stretch through the calf, through the back of the leg. Now this is flight, so as though we're going to take off, which we are, into half moon. So here, as I say, you might want a little support for your half moon. Now I've got here a bolster. You could use a block. In my class students have bricks, not household bricks, but yoga bricks. So you might want to invest in one of those. I'll show you the reason we're bringing the earth up to us, to give us that little support as we open into crescent moon. We've just got that little lift so that it keeps the underside of the body fairly level to the mat, without throwing myself off balance. And ideally we want to have that opening hip, one arm above the other, nice straight line, keeping nice and strong in the balance. Now I've looked out to the side, which makes your balance go off, so you can keep looking down towards the floor. The other thing you can do is just come up a little way, so you're starting to put some work into this leg. You can wrap the top arm around, so keeping the shoulder up but not actually taking the full weight of the arm up. Or you might stay in flight and just work on a little lift into that back leg. Okay, so the reason why I'm lifting the floor up to me, I can actually reach the floor, but for some of you it's got a little shorter in the arms or longer legs, whichever way round, you might find it difficult to reach down to the floor and keep that level. So say, just for example, if I was taking my hand down, it would tip me down that way. If you can keep lifted up through that underside rib cage, then you can take the fingertips down. So from there, whichever choice, we're going to come back to crescent moon. We come with that right foot behind, sweep the right arm over the top, and then we step that back to the front or off the mat to start again. So the way that I've done the flow is we work through it nice and slowly to one side, and then we stay on that side, we work through quite quickly, and that finishes the music, and then start the music again, and we work to the other side, slow and then quicker. So the music is by Groove Armada, Twilight. So if you're interested in, obviously, I hope that I'm not infringing copyright by playing it to my yoga, but do purchase the copy. It's a beautiful piece of music and worth buying. So have a go with the modifications along with this video, and then when you feel like you've got the hang of it, have a go with the flow alongside me with the music. Hope you enjoy it. Namaste.